Hey, good morning everyone. My name is Ryan with IowaClassicCars and welcome back to the channel. Today it's a kind of a rainy, muggy Saturday morning. We are running to Grand Island, Nebraska to pick up a nice 1964 four-door Chevrolet Belair. Car is out of western Nebraska. The guy Don is a subscriber. He watched a video of mine. He emailed me, said, hey, I got this car for sale. Are you interested? We're gonna meet halfway, which is really generous of him to do this. We're gonna go to Grand Island, Nebraska, pick this car up, get it back home and see if it will run and drive again. So first things first, gotta get some diesel, go pick up Mikey, and let's hit the road. All right, so take two. We're gonna try this again with the audio on this time. But we are in the parking lot of Walmart in Grand Island, Nebraska. And I'm here with Don and his son. And Don brought this 64 Belair halfway here. We met him halfway today. He lives on the Colorado border in Kimball, Nebraska. So it was quite a ways for us to go, but he met us halfway, which was very kind of him to do. But it's a 64 Belair, four-door sedan, two-owner car. Has a 350 in it now, Power Glide automatic. So Don, what can you tell me about the car?
The car was, I bought originally from the original owner, and she worked at the hospital, and she just drove it back and forth to the hospital in Fort Collins. And then it sat in her yard for about 10 years. And then I saw it and I bought it and pulled the motor out and put a 350 in it.
And you said that a tree had fallen on the passenger side quarter panel.
Yeah.
And that's why there's body work there.
Yeah.
But then this
tree had fallen on this side, and then a guy had a seizure going down the highway when I had it up for sale, and ran right into the back of it.
And that's what happened.
It crushed it.
Which, you know what though? Even with the damage to the quarters, I mean, the interior is really nice. It'll clean up nice. The door's shut nice. You don't see them this solid in Iowa. And even better, we have original paperwork, the accessory guide, the car owner's companion. You don't hardly ever see the paperwork, and you have a title in your name, which is even more rare. I feel like whenever you get an old car like this, no title, bill of sale only, or a title in someone's name that he's been dead for 20 years, and
yeah,
it's nice to have a title. So
yeah, now, I drove this for, God, I probably drove it 20 years. And
then you gave it to your brother.
I gave it to my brother,
and he fried the wiring.
He fried the wiring trying to jump it.
So it did run.
Yeah.
It just needs a little bit of love right now to bring her back.
It may have maybe 35,000 miles on the motor.
Really?
Maybe.
Just got to bring it back to life.
Yeah.
Well, Don, I want to say thank you to you because, you know, you're about 10 hours from us and you were willing to work with us on bringing it here, meeting us halfway, holding it for a little while to give me some time to get out here. Guys like Don are the reason why these cars are still around. Very, very awesome of you to work with us on it, and I appreciate you meeting us here.
You bet, Brian.
All right, guys, let's get her loaded up and head back to Iowa. All right, guys, so Don said that the wiring he thought was fried when his Belair jumped it incorrectly. I'm going to set the dwell here, but it does crank. And the dwell was at about 8 degrees. So I've turned it back almost a full, well, yeah, I guess one full revolution out here on the distributor. And I've got it to 30 degrees of dwell. We do have voltage to the coil. The negative wire was broken from the coil to the distributor, so fix that really quick. Honest to God, I'm just going to, well, first of all, I need to change out some spark plug wires because the mice have gotten into them. But I'm going to change them out quick and just put some gas down this Carter AFB, see if it'll run. So let's give it a shot. All right, guys, so got 6 of the 8 spark plug wires changed out. Here's the old ones for reference. One spark plug was even missing a wire entirely. So, took those off of the 52 olds, by the way, about a year ago. I'm gonna get the camera set up here. All right, moment of truth. Give her a good squirt of gas. Couple pumps. Wow, that is way too easy. All right, I'm gonna get the fuel pump hooked up, the electric one, and let's take this thing for a cruise. It doesn't stop, so that'll be kind of interesting. This gas in my can's not looking the best, but when you run it, it does run. So it's not a problem there. And it is pumping fuel. All right, guys, so got the front brakes changed out. The car did have brakes, but the fluid looked dirty, master cylinder was old, wheel cylinders, I mean, you never know. So for 80 bucks on Rock Auto, let's just change them all out. And look at this, guys. Look at this floor pan, and look at the frame. I mean, you cannot get something this solid. That's all factory undercoating. It's still all there. You just cannot get that on an Iowa car. It does have a little bit of rust in the rocker, but look at the axle. I mean, that's incredible how dry it is. The trunk pan, super dry. Frame is nice and dry. The gas tank even still has some I don't know what you call that, galvanizing on it. This is fairly common. They always rust right here. But I'm gonna get the rear rubber changed, get the wheel cylinders on the back changed here. My friend Norm is gonna get the carburetor tomorrow. Just got the kit in for the rebuild, and he's gonna rebuild it for me. Gonna throw it back on here. It'll run, drive, stop, bleed the brakes, and have some fun with this old girl. All right, so here's everyone's tech tip for the day. On Rock Auto, I'm not sure about Napa and all those other places, but Rock Auto, you can actually see the parts you're buying. And you can see that the brake line on the back here, back driver's side, comes out the back. Well, you can order the wheel cylinders, and that one right there is correct. It comes out the back. However, always double check your parts, because even though the line comes out the back right here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but the passenger side actually comes out the front side. I've done this twice now, and I checked myself the third time, but the same rear left wheel cylinder will now work on the rear right because someone ran the brake line to the wrong side. So always make sure to double check your parts that you have on the car and make sure you check them, because right there, it'll fit there and it will fit there. So let's get these changed out and we shall return. All right, guys, brakes are done. All four work, brand new wheel cylinders and adjusters, as well as a master cylinder. Norm has a carburetor, so while he's working on getting that rebuilt, we have a problem here in the drive shaft. I do have the car on two jack stands here. So as you guys can see, the drive shaft has way too much play in the rear, and the reason why is because the carrier bearing is bad. So I'm going to pull out the drive shaft. It's a two-piece. There's 4 bolts holding this back U-joint in, and then up on the center of the frame right there. Let me get the flashlight on it for you all. There's 2 5/8 bolts, and then the whole thing comes out. So gonna pull the drive shaft, and I'll show you guys what I mean with this carrier bearing. All right, so now that the carrier bearing is out, here's the culprit. The plate was not even attached to it. So this does need replaced. I mean, it does not look terrible, but it does have quite a bit of play in it. So for the 50 bucks that this new bearing, costs, and it comes with a pad that's actually, welded on. You can see where it's broken off right there. So gonna replace that. And I'm gonna take this down to Des Moines. There's a shop called Certified Power. They do all my stuff. I have them do all my stuff down there. Super quick turnaround. They balance it, all that good stuff. But there's 1, 2, 3 sets of U-joints. And in the meantime, when this is replaced, there we go, we will have the U-joints replaced as well. So gonna run that down to Des Moines tomorrow. By the time this is done, Norm should have the carburetor done. Get her all put back together and put her back in the car. All right, guys, a day later, got a brand new, fresh carrier bearing right there. Brand new U-joints, 1, 2, and 3, and a fresh coat of paint. What do you think, buddy? Yeah, Felix here is gonna help me put it in the car. Right there, and got it all jacked up on jack stands. The starter did take a crap on me. It would just grind. It was not engaging for more than let's say 1/4 of a second, 1/2 a second. So got a brand new one coming from Rock Auto. Should be here tomorrow. We'll get that put in the car. My friend Norm rebuilt the carb. It does work flawless. The 2 times this motor was running prior to the starter giving up on it, it does run nice, quiet. The fuel line, it actually pumps fuel when you give it some throttle. So he told me the accelerator pump, I don't know if it's orifices or what they were, but they were plugged up, so we got it cleaned out. A lot of varnish in there, but it's fresh, rebuilt, and we're almost ready to cruise. All right, guys, check it out. Brand new starter is installed. I have my fuel pump right here. This is the positive. Got it disconnected right now. Brand new carb. Felix the cat coming to check it out. And also put some brand new cables on it. The positive before was black and the negative was red. So that's probably why the guy's brother got it confused with jumping it. Fixed that, got the wires good, brand new starter, turns it over night and day better. This thing, I don't know if you guys know about these Carter AFB Competition Series carburetors, but it does not want to, like a Lopi idle. It doesn't want to come down. It's got to stay 800 to 1,000 RPM or it just stalls out. So I've got the timing set, or I'm sorry, not the timing. I've got the idle somewhat set where it actually will stay running here. I'm going to get the camera set up and you guys can hear it run. All right, so it is pulling fuel out of the original fuel tank. I've got a gas can set up here to catch what's left of it, but it's not really doing a whole lot now. So I'm gonna fill the tank. I'm going to go get a filter to put right there in between the line and the pump. And then I'm gonna run the pump to the carburetor and we're gonna take this thing for a drive. So hang with me momentarily. Gonna run to Napa, get a filter, and we shall return. Not shifting. All right, let's try this again. Brakes almost can't hold it. That thing runs really good. Did you see it spin the tires over here? All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the video for today. I want to show you guys a quick couple things for the updates of the shop. But here is the car. Got her parked in the for sale lineup here. The 64 Belair. I still do need to put the cover on the transmission to cover up the torque converter and stuff, but I'll do it later today here. The 64 Impala 4-door hardtop. Did not film this one, but I put a motor in it, brakes, all that good stuff. And if you guys can see right there, it's got brand new exhaust. So it runs, drives, stops, sounds pretty good. The 59 Biscayne, you guys remember this one from a couple months ago? My buddy Kyle is gonna come over tomorrow and help me get this back glass put in. Ton of tape. These gaskets from Rock Auto, the brand new, they are so tight, and it was impossible to get it to fit. But once we did, I taped it on, let it relax, let it conform a little bit to the window, hopefully make tomorrow a lot easier. And the final piece of business, the 66 Buick Special, is sitting on the 2-post lift. Finally got that set up. This is actually the first car to be lifted up with the 2-post lift. It's not right now because no reason to leave it on the lift if we're not going to be working on it. So going to be working on that one next. But if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. Again, thank you to Dawn for meeting me in Grand Island halfway and selling me the car. Really appreciate you reaching out to me. If you guys do have a car, 59 to 64 or 58 to 70, full-size GM, email me down below. I'm in Iowa, but I'll travel wherever. Kind of depends on the car and the deal. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, any questions, comments, concerns, what you would do with the car if you had it. Would you leave the motor? Would you put a big block in it, LS? Let me know what you guys would do. And if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all for watching. My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and I'll catch you guys next time.